A few months ago I made this video, and today we're doing it with the US cities instead. So I've got a list of the 20 most populated cities in the USA, and we're going to look at the most famous band from each of them. So let's start right at the top with New York, and this was quite hard to pick, but I did end up with Kiss. I think Kiss is the most popular band from New York. But you know what was even harder to pick? LA. There was so many bands from Los Angeles. It was so hard to pick a one most popular, because you know there's no way to see if a band's the most popular, and if you disagree with whichever one I chose, you can tell me in the comments. But I did choose Metallica in the end. Now Chicago is the third most popular city in the United States, and Fall Out Boy, in my opinion, is the most popular from that city. In Houston, we've actually got Kings of Leon, but interestingly, we've got Beyonce as well from Houston, but of course we're just going for rock bands here. Well, they don't even need to be rock, but just bands now. And yeah, Kings of Leon is from Houston. In Phoenix, I think it's Alice Cooper, and in Philadelphia, the only one I could really find is The Roots. Well, Lil Uzi Vert did come from Philadelphia, and the following bands I actually haven't even heard of. But before we get into those cities that don't really have a really popular band, let's look at some of the bands that didn't quite get to the top of their city. For example, the following bands all come from New York. The Ramones, who did this song.
Hey, oh, let's go!
If you didn't know already, that's how I usually introduce them. Blondie, The Talking Heads, Beastie Boys, and Run DMC. Again, all of them are from New York, but let's go back into LA. All of these bands come from LA. This is insane, okay? Guns N' Roses, which I was really debating on whether to put above Metallica. Linkin Park, again, I was really debating. The Doors, Van Halen, Motley Crue, Red Hot Chili Peppers, again, probably really close. Rage Against the Machine, Weezer, The Killers, The Offspring, and The Eagles. They all come from Los Angeles. In Chicago, we've actually got the band Chicago, which some would argue is above Fall Out Boy, but I think with younger people, I think they'd know Fall Out Boy a bit more. Smashing Pumpkins, and actually Earth, Wind and Fire, and let's introduce them by their most favourite song. Yep. ZZ Top also came from Houston, which is probably second to Kings of Leon, I'd say, and Jimmy Eat World is second to Alice Cooper from Phoenix, I'd say. Anyway, there's a band called the Mars Volta from San Antonio. I think they'd probably be the most famous from there. I've never heard of them, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. But interestingly, George Strait actually did come from San Antonio, I think, and George Strait is usually considered the king of country music, that is, not the king of the country. San Diego is probably Blink-182, so we're back into some bands that I've actually heard of, because Dallas actually has a band called Pantera. They're a metal band. I don't know much about Pantera, but I do know they had this album cover, and that's basically all I know about them. Stevie Ray Vaughan. How do you say Vaughan? Is it Vaughan?
Vaughan.
Oh, Vaughan. Okay, so Stevie Ray Vaughan. That sounds wrong. Okay, you can tell me if I'm saying his name wrong. Yeah, he also came from Dallas. From Jacksonville, we've got Lynyrd Skynyrd, those who made Sweet Home Alabama and Freebird. Love Lynyrd Skynyrd. And actually, a personal favourite of mine, Shinedown, is also from Jacksonville, but they're definitely not as big as Lynyrd Skynyrd. Spoon are from Austin. No, not that Spoon. Spoon, the band, not that I've heard of them, is from Austin. And the Toadies are from Fort Worth. I've never even heard of Fort Worth as a city. I didn't know it existed. And that goes the same for the Toadies. And the Doobie Brothers, you can tell that I've just googled some bands from San Jose. I really don't know any of these bands. Okay, I do know the next one though. 21 Pilots are the most popular from Columbus. And the Black Keys were also from Columbus, but again, everybody knows 21 Pilots, I'd say, much more. We're getting to the bottom of the top 20 now, and probably till the end of the video, so if you're still watching, comment down below your favourite band that appears on this list. I was gonna say comment like banana or something, but I don't really want the entire comment section to be filled with banana or whatever. So, no, yeah, comment your favourite band. Yeah, do that. In Charlotte, we've got a band called the Avett Brothers. In Indianapolis, there's John Mellencamp, which isn't even a band. Don't know why I picked him. Ooh, okay. San Francisco, which I didn't know was this down the list. I thought San Francisco was massive. Anyway, San Francisco, Journey. And yeah, I think everybody knows. Don't stop believing. They're from San Francisco. Seattle had some competition with Pearl Jam and Soundgarden and Alice in Chains, all of them quite, grunge bands. I didn't know that Seattle was such a place for grunge. And the Lumineers are from Denver. Hinder are from Oklahoma City. I've never heard of them. And that actually brings us to the bottom of the list. By the way, if I missed any bands, which is definitely possible, I literally just used Google to find out which bands came from which city. So if I missed one, it's definitely possible. And before we end this video, we are look at some famous bands and which city they come from. So kind of the reverse. For example, Green Day comes from the East Bay, California area, and I don't really know what that means, but I mean, that's like they do, East Bay, California. Aberdeen, Nirvana, which I think is close to Seattle, so Seattle is really the grunge capital of the world, I guess you'd say. Nirvana is from Aberdeen. No, not the one in Scotland. One Republic are from a place called Colorado Springs, and the Beach Boys are from a place called Hawthorne. How do you say that?
Hawthorne.
Hawthorne. Okay, Hawthorne. Yeah, so Beach Boys are from Hawthorne. Aerosmith are from Boston, and I thought Boston would be on this list as well. Anyway, so that was the most popular band from each of the American most populated cities. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like down below. If you enjoyed my content, subscribe. See you in the next video. Goodbye.